Verse 9. These things are created for the wicked. What is it? Verse 9. Death and bloodshed, strife and the sword, calamities, famine, tribulation, and the scourge, that whipping that he put upon you. It's created for the wicked. Ecclesiasticus 41:10. All that are of the earth shall turn to earth again. So the unrighteous shall go from a curse to destruction. You know? So the righteous is going to go from a curse to destruction. There it is. Look at Job 22:15. Job 22:15. Oh yeah, it's all throughout the Bible. Let the Most High speak to you. Job 22:15. Hast thou marked the old way which wicked men have trodden? Have you paid attention to the old way which wicked men have trodden, their paths, which they have trodden upon? Verse 19. The righteous see it and are glad. And it said, laugh them to scorn. What is that they see? Verse 16. Which were cut down out of time, the wicked, whose foundation was overflown with a flood. So I killed everybody but 8 people because of the wicked. Which said unto the Most High, depart from us. And what can the Almighty do for them? See, that's what you got to understand. This is what the wicked says. When you start to really go into what the word is saying, they'll end up saying this. I've heard it before. What they say? Which say unto the Most High, depart from us. And what can the Almighty do for them? Yet he filled their houses with good things. But the counsel of the wicked is far from me. See, the righteous see it and are glad, and the innocent laugh them to scorn. Whereas our substance is not cut down, but the remnant of them, the fire consumeth. See? And that's how he's going to destroy this earth. What he says, for those that are righteous, those who are going to keep the commandments of the Most High, those that's going to keep the faith in the Mashiach Yahushua until the end and endure until the end, don't give up. The righteous see it and are glad. Verse 19. And the innocent laughed them to scorn, whereas our substance is not cut down, but the remnant of them, the fire consumeth. Acquaint now thyself with him, and be at peace. Thereby good shall come unto thee. See? But if you don't know him, how you gonna be at peace? How you gonna have peace? Say, let me get it for you. Psalms 34:7. Psalm 34:7. The angel of the Most High encampeth round about them that fear him, and delivereth them. So the angel of the Most High encampeth around them that fear him. And the fear of the Most High is the beginning of knowledge. Because you're going to do what's right so that you do not displease him, but be disobedient to him. You're going to follow his laws, statutes, commandments to please him. So you don't suffer. So you have a choice. Look at Psalms 34. And verse 13 and 14 and 15. Keep thy tongue from evil. Keep your words from evil. And thy lips from speaking guile, lies, and so forth. Depart from evil and do good. What's good? The laws are good. Romans 7 and 12. Do good. Keep the laws of the Most High. Seek peace and pursue it. Mashiach Rashai said, my peace I'm going to give you. He said, learn of me. Give me all your problems. For my burden is light. He said, the eyes of the Most High are upon the righteous, and his ears are open unto their cry. See, the righteous going to already have a relationship with the Most High, and they're going to hear the cry of the righteous. But remember he said some. When they cry, he'll say, hey, let your gods save you. That who you believe in, let them save you. Cry to them, he's saying. That's why it's time to wake up and come out of this delusive state that our people are in and following the wrong way. And that's generally the way of the world. So we already been through it. It's the last days of our trouble. Last days. So now it's time, what do you got to do to open up our eyes? To see that it's him. Continue to do the things that will have you just bug out of your mind. Look at Deuteronomy 32 and 46. And he said unto them, talking to we the 12 tribes of Israel, set your hearts, which is your minds, unto all the words which I testify among you this day, which ye shall command your children to observe to do. All the words of this law. For it is not a vain thing for you. It's not worthless for us to follow the Most High's laws. Because it is your life. Hear that? Because it is your life. And through this thing, you shall prolong your days in the land whither you go over Jordan to possess it. That's why you see all these plagues happening. Because people are not following his ways. Deuteronomy 10 and 12. Deuteronomy 10 and 12. And now, Israel, what does the Most High thy power require of thee? What do he require of you? But to fear the Most High thy power, to be afraid of the Most High, our power, to give him the utmost respect in doing what he say do, keeping his laws, statutes, commandments, his rules and regulations. And now, Israel, what does the Most High thy power require of thee, but to fear the Most High thy power, to walk in all his ways, and to love him, and to serve the Most High thy power with all thy heart and with all thy soul, to keep the commandments of the Most High and his statutes, which I command thee this day for thy good. For thy good. So if we, as a people, don't choose, come back to the Most High, as he's telling us here. Go to Deuteronomy 28:1. Then you're going to see a lot of destruction upon us. Deuteronomy 28:1. And it shall come to pass, if, as a condition, thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Most High thy power. You see, thy is your, which is a possessive pronoun, showing ownership. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Most High thy power, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Most High thy power will set thee on high above all nations of the earth. See that? Deuteronomy 29:1. That's what the kingdom is about, brothers and sisters. Deuteronomy 29:1. These are the words of the covenant which the Most High commanded Moses to make with the children of Israel. The contract, an agreement that the Most High commanded Moses to make with the children of Israel, the 12 tribes of Israel, in the land of Moab, beside the covenant which he made with them in Horeb. See? So that's why it's important for us to come back to the laws of Deuteronomy 6:25. So these plagues don't come upon us. Deuteronomy 6:25. And it shall be our righteousness, if, which is another condition, we observe to do all these commandments before the Most High our power, as he hath commanded us. See? That's our righteousness. If, which is a condition that we have to adhere to, we observe to do all these commandments before the Most High our power, as he hath commanded us. We got to do what's right in his eyes. But how you going to do what's right if you don't know what's right? That's why you got to read these laws. The laws are self-explanatory. So with that, I'm going to say shalom. We will continue on this. Shalom.